And welcome to Undercover, where we catch up with Bertie Blackman, and great to have you in.
Oh, thank you. Pleasure to be here.
First time Undercover interviewee.
Yeah, I should have worn like a big trench coat. And
Well, we should have a trophy to hand to you, shouldn't we? So,
Yeah,
for your first time, well, maybe the trophies will be coming for the ARIA Awards, because congratulations on the nominations for that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I voted for you.
Good boy.
Yeah, it's a damn fine album.
Oh, thank you.
In case you haven't heard it, Secrets and Lies is the name of the Bertie Blackman album. And the third album.
Yes.
So you've been doing this for quite some time.
Yeah, I have. Not a crazy amount of time. I don't want to seem like one of those people who's like 45 and then like 2 records. No, but I'm a fast worker. So, and lots of people I've spoken to, they're like, it's a milestone that you've reached 3 albums, because usually people don't last that long. And I'm like, really? And I suppose it's taken a little bit of thought to realise that I suppose kind of is, you know.
But I guess with this album, this is the one that's getting all of the attention.
Yeah.
And, like so much so, more so than the other 2.
Yeah.
So I guess you could have given it away after the first 2, couldn't you?
That's true. I could have gone, you know what? No one likes me. I'm going to go cry in the corner and write some, like a weird, like depressing record and tour that for the next 10 years of my life around very, very remote, rural towns of Australia. But I didn't do that. And we've made this record, so good.
Well, how long has it been since you've been playing music? Like 10 years, 15 years now?
No, I've been playing around the traps, I guess, it's only about 7 years, actually. But I've been playing music since I was really little. But gigs for about 7 years.
Gigs for 7 years. I was getting to sort of the African percussion, which was sort of your introduction to the world of music.
Yeah, that's right. It was like I wanted to. My mum used to play lots of like Angelique Kidjo and like Gypsy Kings and stuff like that when I was little, and I've always been into drums, and she's a little bit of an alternative woman and a painter, like a few other people in my family. So, they have big parties around and bring out drums and stuff. So I kind of got into it in that way, and then took lessons down at Bondi with a bunch of other like much older hippies, and really enjoyed that, and then got onto drum kit and then guitar after that. But apart from I did drum kit training at school for about 4 years. So that's kind of where it started with me, with the rhythm of everything.
Right, because they had the drum circle in Santa Monica. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I have.
On the beach? Maybe you should start one at Bondi.
I think there are a few already there.
Is that right?
Yeah, they go out on the beach and everything with the dudumbas and big high African drums and stuff like that, and djembes. So.
Have you ever joined them? Never jumped in the drum circle?
No, not yet.
Be a good way to make a video, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Yeah.
Good, a nice indie alternative way to maybe do it hard with like heaps of drummers on Bondi Beach, with, like shells around their ankles and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I guess even with Secrets and Lies, there's an element or an underlining element of sort of the tribal rhythmic sound to it.
Well, I guess coming from being a drummer, a lot of the backbone of writing and then translating that onto guitar has been from a rhythmic perspective. So I think that has always been an undercurrent through everything that I've done. But yeah, I mean, most people attribute African drumming and everything to be a bit daggy. But I think it's great, and it's made its way into pop music and R&B music and hip hop music in all its different ways, being sampled in and through. But yeah, I mean, I think it will always be prevalent in everything that I do, whether I'm conscious of it or not.
Let's talk about the production that you've had for this record, and Lee Groves and Francois Tetaz.
Francois Tetaz.
Tetaz,
yeah.
Were working with you on this album?
Yeah. It was a strange come about. Because I started working with my manager, Mark Richardson, at 4 and 5, and his mate, Lee Groves, relocated to Australia about a week before I met Mark, and I had a couple of tracks which were it was Heart and I think it was Town of Sorrow, and so I went to Lee with these tracks, and then we got on really well, and he did some really good work on them. And then as I wrote songs, I kind of went back to him, and we ended up making a record, though I didn't actually formally hire him to set out to make a record. We just kind of kept making lots of songs together and went, oh, you know what, I think we might have made a record. So it was a nice way to do it.
Well, Lee had a good background, didn't he, with Gwen Stefani and golf rap?
Yeah.
Did he bring, some of the things that he learnt working with those acts to the table for you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think anyone that you work with, you learn something from, and he has an especially strong flavour for programming and electronics, and that from that kind of more hard edge, like UK electro kind of world. And that kind of mixed with my more indie songwritery kind of dark thing that I do. It was a really interesting collaboration.
One of the things I think I like most about Secrets and Lies is it's an album that you can put on and you can listen to it as an album, but you can also pull out certain songs and they just fit as standalone as well. Were you actually thinking in the format of the album of people being able to put this on and listen from beginning to end?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's always it's always in the back of my mind, because whenever I buy a record hoping that I can listen to the whole thing. I don't buy it just for one song and then hope that the filler tracks are okay. Like I'm really into the art of making, it's 45 minutes, 46 minutes of music that, takes someone on a journey and is an interesting and a place of push and pull and of colour and, be a hard experience to go through, or a really good one and you can get up and dance, or you can sit down and cry and talk to your friends too, or go to a club and it be playing in. And I like having that kind of variety within the world of that record. I was really happy that it actually turned out to be that way, because I didn't really know how it was going to turn out, because in writing the record it was all so sequential and not really like kind of going in there with the vision of it being like this thing. It kind of naturally formed its own life, I guess. So